Hello everyone, day 5 of the expo. Today is Anvil day. I will again walk around and tell you what I think about the ships. We have the Pisces. I like the Pisces a lot. She's one of the better ship designs in this game. Very nice design, very useful. And we have now a new variant of the Pisces, the medical Pisces. Let's take a look inside. Oh, interesting. You have a door here. Then you have your medical bed. It's not for reviving, it's just for healing injuries. So you cannot use the ship to revive, like in 890 and Carrack. Well, Cutlass Red lost this ability too. You have your medical corner. You still have one second seat. And you have a medical console. This medical facility does not currently support regeneration. Yeah, you cannot use this as a revive point, otherwise you would get sold out, I guess. Front looks like your normal Pisces. Yeah, pretty much standard. Of course, we cannot turn on this ship. Here we have the Hawk. She is a bounty ship with an EMP, but her EMP is the weakest of all ships by far. She has all those things sticking out in every which way direction that you can lose. So you lose efficiency, you can lose the wings, you can lose the guns. In the rear there's a hatch to store your bounty. Overall, a lot of people liked her in the past, especially when EMP was useful. Right now, she's rather not a good ship. And we have the Terrapin, the turtle. Her job is to scout enemy fleets and report back to her own fleet. Not in the game yet and won't be anytime soon. She has armored plates for cockpit windows, not in the game yet. And her engine placement is not very good. In flight, rear engines and front engines actually work, are both active, but front engines are angled so that exhaust gases are not hitting your own ship, which leads to reduced thrust. Not a sound design. Many people like her because she is kinda cute, but she is without a job and won't have a job anytime soon. We have the Arrow, one of the best PvP light fighters. She was introduced with 2 size 1 shields and everyone was surprised why 2 size 1 shields. Later in 3.7, CHG took away one of her 2 size 1 shields, something she should never have gotten in the first place. Very nice fighter, very small target, very agile and good firepower. We have the Gladiator. She was played a lot before 3.0 and she did very well in Arena Commander. Nowadays, if you spawn a Gladiator in the universe, people will come to you and ask you, is this a new ship? Because they rarely ever see one. This ship has a lot of problems, way too sluggish. In 3.1, CHG took away pilot control over the turret guns. She's losing her hatches very easily, then you are losing size 5 torpedoes. Only good thing about her are 4 size 5 torpedoes that you can fire almost at once. This ship is way too sluggish nowadays and she needs a lot of help. We have the Carrack. I like the Carrack a lot, but her job, exploration, won't be in the game the next 2 or 3 years. Right now you can use her for cargo runs, but one day we have to move our cargo ourselves, which will be very tricky with the ship because the only access to your cargo is through the ramp, through a few doors, and then you have to use an elevator and you have to move cargo one SCU crate at a time using handheld tractor beams. I think those cargo pods are supposed to get detached. This would make the job way easier, but not in the game yet. Another problem with the Carrack is only entrance is a big ramp at the front. Let's say you are at an outpost, you want to buy cargo, you have to open the big ramp to leave your ship, and everyone can just come on board your ship. John Crew said he forgot to have a secondary entrance to the carrack, like for example an elevator to the ground. How about having something as simple as an Excel spreadsheet and check off things like, do we have an easy access to the ground, or do I have to open my big ramp? We have the Hurricane. I like this ship a lot. She's a lot of fun with 2 people. Pilot has 2 size 4 gun mounts, center line. Turret gunner has 4 size 3 guns. Very effective in PvE, not too bad in PvP. Yeah, this ship is really fun. And we have Hornet and Super Hornet. Before 3.0, Super Hornet ruled Arena Commander. Since 3.0, Hornet and Super Hornet are nothing special anymore. Since 3.14, they are way too sluggish. No idea what CHG was thinking. Medium fighters are in a very sad spot. Hornet and Super Hornet even more though. I hope that CHG makes those ships good again. And we have the F7A. This model is not sold anymore. You had to buy an upgrade kit that nowadays goes for top dollars on eBay. I like F7A a lot, but not in the game, and right now she would be as sluggish as the other Hornets and Super Hornets. If you could go back in time to before 3.0, if you would go into Arena Commander, if you would check the top kills, it was Super Hornet, Gladiator, Super Hornet. Occasionally you had the Saber. We have F8 Lightning. CHG is teasing us with this ship every expo. Right now only NPCs are flying her. Come on, give us our F8 Lightning. She has a lot of guns, she's agile, but she is less tough than the Warden, more fragile, only has 4 size 1 shields, but I don't think it matters with so much firepower and being quite agile. We have the Valkyrie. I have a hate-love relation with Valkyrie. I like her for what she does, 20 dismounts plus a vehicle, but internally out is really bad. Your dismounts are protected by an airlock, but your turret gunners and your bed are not. And if you want to leave the ship on a moon without an atmosphere, you have to depressurize this whole area, because only way out are those side doors and the ramp. We have Spartan on the Atlas platform. Those vehicles are way too tall because CHG insists on a standing walkable interior. We already have areas where our characters are ducking in their heads automatically, for example under wings. They have almost no ground clearance, and being an APC, this should be perfect for a Valkyrie, but no, Spartan does not fit into a Valkyrie because she is too long, too tall. Ballista, same Atlas platform, same problems. Almost no ground clearance. Those things drive very badly right now. But she has good firepower. 2 size 7 and 8 size 5 missiles torpedoes. Yeah, one of the reasons she is so tall and has so little ground clearance, as CHG insists on a walkable interior, on a standing walkable interior, but there's no reason for this. This also limits the number of ships that can carry a ballista. We have Centurion, another vehicle on the Atlas platform, and there's a bug with those wheels. Those vehicles are sitting much lower, so low that the ramp would touch the ground. This means almost no ground clearance, and they are very tall because CHG insists on a standing walkable interior. The turret has a lot of problems, only plus 70 degrees of gun elevation and not a lot of gun depression. This turret should have 90 degrees or close to 90 degrees of gun elevation and at least minus 10 degrees of gun depression. Yes, it's an anti-air vehicle, still, why not use it against ground targets too? Terrain in this game is not flat, we don't want flat terrain, but this means sometimes you have to shoot down, which you cannot because of missing gun depression. There's enough room for more gun elevation and more gun depression. Now we have holograms, Anvil Crucible. It's for repairing other ships, something that can be very interesting. We have Liberator, something like mini carrier, vehicle carrier. I'm looking very forward to the ship. This can be very interesting gameplay. People always like ships that can carry other things, me too. And Liberator can surely carry other things. And Anvil Legionnaire, you're boarding top ship. You can breach other ships one fine day, and then your dismounts can enter the other ship and take over. This was day 5 of the expo. See you tomorrow. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. We are starting with my character standing just in front of the treads. Okay, Flicker, please move forward. Yeah, you are just getting dragged along. More, please. You take no damage, you are just getting dragged along. Okay. This is done. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.